All right, so number one, you are finding the volume of a rectangular swimming pool. So that's a rectangular prism. So remember, volume equals length times width times height. So all you're doing is multiplying 3 times 2 4/5 times 1 2/5. So I would make these improper fractions and then multiply them out. So remember, we have 3 over 1 times. Now, to make 2 4/5 an improper fraction, 2 times 5, add the numerator. So that'd be 14 over 5 because we keep the denominator, and then 1 times 5 plus 2, 7 over 5. So we multiply this out. There's nothing we can simplify. So 3 times 14 is 42. 42 times 7 is 14, 28, 29. And then we're going to divide 294 by 25. Okay, so 25 goes into 29 one time. And you guys will be able to use calculators. 25 goes into there one time. So it's going to be a decimal. So that's going to be 11 and 11.76 yards cubed. Remember, volume is cubed. Okay, for the surface area of the net, remember, this is why they're shaded differently, because this is A, B, C, D, E, F. You're finding the area of every side, or you can use the formula 2 times the length times the width, 2 times the width times the height, 2 times the length times the height. Okay, so the length 6, the width is 2, and the height is 3. Or you can find the area of each side. So the area of this one would be 12. So that's 12. And this is 6, 6, and this would be 18. Okay, or you can do it this way. So 12, 24 plus 24 plus 36. So we add this all up, 48 plus 36, 84 inches squared, because we're talking about surface area now. All right, 3 and 4, you're finding the volume. So the first one's a rectangular prism. All that is length times width times height. So the length is 10, the width is 3, the height is 3. So 10 times 3 is 30, times 3 is 90 yards cubed, because we're still talking volume. All right, now for the triangular prism, remember you have to find the area of the base, which is triangle, so base times height divided by 2, times the height of the prism. So the base of the triangle is 2.5, the height is 3.4, and the height of the prism is 4.8. So we do 2.5 divided by times 3.4. Okay, and then we divide that by 2, so we get 4.25, and then we're going to take that times 4.8. So it's going to be 20.4 inches squared, or cubed, sorry, still talking volume. All right, number 5, it is a rectangular prism, and they want you to find the surface area. So remember, the formula for that is 2 times the length times the width, plus 2 times the length times the height, plus 2 times the width times the height. So they tell us the length is 10, so every time I see a L, I put 10. Every time I see width, I put 8. And every time I see height, I put 12. So 2 times 10 times 8 would be 160. 2 times 10 times 12 is going to be 240. And then 2 times 8 times 12 is going to be 192. And we add those all up, and you get 592 feet squared, because we're back to surface area. Area is squared, volume is cubed. Okay, they want you to find the surface area for the triangular prism. Now remember, when you're finding the surface area of this, you're doing the front, back, bottom, side, top areas. So the front is a triangle. So you're going to do 6 times 8 divided by 2. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. So the front and back are both 24 because they're both triangles. They're the same thing. That right there. Now we're going to do the bottom. The bottom is this rectangle here. So we've already done the top, or the front and the back. Now we're doing the bottom. So that would be length times width, which is just 8 times 7, which equals 56. Okay, the side is the one on the back. So that's a length of 6 and a width of 7. Length times width, because it's a rectangle. So that would be 42. And then the top is our last rectangle, so that's going to be 10 as a length and then 7 as a width. 10 times 7. So we have 24 plus 24 plus 56 plus 42 plus 70. So we add those all up. And we get 216 inches squared because we're still on surface area. So that's the front. Now the back, we start out with the volume of a rectangular prism. So volume is length times width times height. So the length is 6.4, the width is 14.2, the height is 4.8. So we just multiply this out, and you can round to the nearest tenth. You don't have to. That's not going to happen on the test. That's just an option. If you didn't round, it's 436.224. If you did round, it's 436.2 millimeters cubed, because we're talking about volume again. All right, number 8. A department store wraps gifts for its customers. What is the amount of wrapping paper it would take to wrap a gift box with a width of 8 inches, a height of 6 inches, and a length of 5 inches? So, right there, that tells us that they're wrapping something. That means they're finding the surface area. So, surface area is 2 times the length times width, 2 times the width times length times the height, 2 times the width times the height. So, every time I see L, length, I put 5. Every time I see width, I put 8. And then height was 6.